The Untold Truth of Bridgerton. After signing an enormous deal with Netflix in 2017, acclaimed showrunner and creator Shonda Rhimes, known for primetime projects like Grey's Anatomy Scandal Private Practice and How to Get Away with Murder, has finally released her first project for the streaming service. Adapted from Julia Quinn's novels, Bridgerton is a soapy, steamy, gossipy spectacle set in Regency-era London's high society. Focusing on a few wealthy families and their romantic entanglements, the series dropped on Christmas Day of 2020 and was an instant hit for the streaming service, becoming one of the best and most acclaimed shows of the entire year. With a diverse cast that includes Phoebe Dynevor, Regé-Jean Page, Nicola Coughlan, and Aja Ando. Bridgerton, which was executive produced by Rhimes and created by her longtime protege Chris Van Dusen, left fans wanting to know more about the show and its aristocratic world. If you love the series and want to learn more about one of Netflix's big 2020 hits, read on for The Untold Truth of Bridgerton. Be warned, major spoilers below. Rhimes first joined forces with Netflix back in 2017, and clearly she considered her first move at the service very carefully. As it turns out, Bridgerton was a long time in the making, and the hard work between Rhimes and Van Dusen clearly paid off. According to a feature in Shondaland, the online publication crafted by Rhimes' team, Rhimes herself gave copies of Julia Quinn's best-selling book series to Van Dusen, and the duo was enthralled by Quinn's stories and the world she'd created. As far as Van Dusen was concerned, he was hooked right away. "I've always loved period shows, the sets, the costumes, the rules, they're so rife with conflict," Van Dusen told Shondaland. "But at the same time, I think they're considered a bit traditional and conservative. With Bridgerton, I wanted to take everything I loved about a period show and turn it into something fresh, topical, and relatable." Clearly, Van Dusen has succeeded, and fans can thank Rhimes for gifting him with Quinn's books and getting the creative juices flowing. Bridgerton is full of amazing characters, but one of the most exciting parts of the series for most of its fans is a character who never even appears on screen. Throughout the show, a mysterious gossipmonger named Lady Whistledown shakes up London's high society with a scandalous semi-regular publication made in secret. Nobody knows who Lady Whistledown is, but clearly she knows all of London's wealthiest families as well as its monarchy really well. Lady Whistledown is revealed at the end of the show's first season, but she's not voiced by anyone we see. Instead, the character is voiced by the legendary Dame Julie Andrews, who plays the role to perfection. During a Q&A on Twitter, Van Dusen revealed that Julie Andrews recorded her voiceovers remotely, and evidently the recording process was a total riot. Unfortunately for the Bridgerton cast, most of them apparently haven't met Andrews in person, but Harris hoping that Mary Poppins herself might be able to make an on-set appearance going forward. Bridgerton might look like a breezy, glamorous good time for everybody involved, but as it turns out, creating the entire world took a ton of work. In an interview with Harper's Bazaar, Phoebe Dynevor, who plays the Bridgerton family Diamond Daphne and makes her grand entrance into society in order to make a perfect marriage match for herself, revealed that the cast attended a boot camp to learn about every facet of Regency-era life. After getting cast in 2019, Dynevor and Regé-Jean Page, who plays Simon the Duke of Hastings and Daphne's eventual husband, were thrown directly into the fray, going through 6 weeks of costume fittings and training for their leading roles. "And then, as my schedule came in, horse riding on Monday and piano lessons on Tuesday and etiquette training," Dynevor told Harper's Bazaar. "I was like, oh, okay, this is kind of crazy." Dynevor and Page definitely seem right at home in their roles as Daphne and Simon, but there's no denying that their hard work and dedication play a huge part in their success. If you're a fan of Bridgerton, you know one big thing about the show: it features a ton of steamy, intense sex scenes, particularly between Daphne and Simon. While these scenes work perfectly on the small screen, they're also carefully planned and choreographed by the show's intimacy coordinator Lizzie Talbot, who opened up to Vulture about some of the unexpected difficulties during her work on Bridgerton. Between outdoor sex scenes, a particularly controversial moment between Daphne and Simon, and making sure the actors were always comfortable on set, Talbot certainly had her work cut out for her. However, one of her biggest challenges simply had to do with the size of the beds, which, in an attempt to stay grounded in the Regency era, were quite small. One of the interesting things about Bridgerton was that so many scenes we did involving beds were on beds of Regency size, Talbot revealed. These beds were not built for someone as tall as Page and head be hanging off the bed. That's honestly where some of the key choreography comes from, is positioning people on beds and working out, okay, if there's a roll-off here, how do we make it so he's not rolling onto the floor or his feet aren't hanging off. As Bridgerton's first season draws to a close, the series revealed a huge secret, specifically the real identity of Lady Whistledown. Despite Eloise Bridgerton's Claudia Jessie best efforts to unmask the gossipmonger, only viewers know that Nicola Coughlan's meek, sweet Penelope Featherington, Eloise's close friend and the frequently overlooked daughter of the wealthy Featheringtons, is responsible for Lady Whistledown's missives. In an interview with Entertainment Weekly,